Thank you so much for joining us. It's so nice to be with you guys.
Thank you.
We're here to talk about Can You Keep a Secret, a show that revolves around one pretty huge lie. I recently read that 60% of people lie on a job application. Have you ever lied or maybe slightly inflated the truth?
Well, we're actors, yeah.
What, we do it every day?
Yeah, but it's the whole thing of yes, I can ride a horse, right? Until you actually get the job where you do have to ride the horse.
Yeah.
Literally.
I haven't done that, but have you?
No, I've definitely lied. I've had different languages. My mum and dad do speak a different language, and I was just I think I can understand it. And I put it on the CV, but I also put highly skilled. But then I got an audition, and then I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But I basically learnt it phonetically.
Did you?
Then they changed it in the room. I said, can I just have a couple of minutes? For my sister, I was like, how do we say this word? And she was like, we would never say that word. She was like, I don't know, this is a version of it. So I took it off then. Okay. I also lied about dogs, because I'm really scared of dogs.
Are you?
Yeah, and I had my first very TV job that was oh, so she has a dog? I was like, I love them. Absolutely not expecting it to be in the room with us. And then I got the job, but I looked awful because I was petrified.
Were they auditioning the dog with you?
The dog was already in the show, so it came into the room. And I was like, what am I going to do? I'm not that good of an actor.
What show is this where the dog was cast first?
Hollyoaks.
Oh, right. Right. How about you guys? Have you lied?
No, we certainly never lie on that.
I think I've always fluffed a bit. I remember I moved props once for Alice in Wonderland, and they asked me what role I was when I was doing some extra work, and I was like, Alice. That was a pretty big one.
I'm Alice.
If you're going to lie, you've got to commit.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was the first thing I could think of because I was Alice.
I mean, any software, can you use Excel? Of course.
Yeah.
Photoshop, yeah.
Why do we do that? Why do we actually lie? It's so weird.
You can just learn on the job, it'll be fine. In the show, Mandip, there is a scene where you do a huge scream.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember this. Picked up by no less than
Is it in a
2
car?
angles. Yeah, you kind of gripping the wheel.
Oh,
and you're
because I
just
screamed twice. Okay, the car one.
Yes. How many takes? And also, did that feel amazing?
I don't know how many takes, but it probably did feel amazing. But I have to say, this is probably being overconfident. I'm really good at screaming. And I actually do say to people, it's going to be a big scream. And they're like, yeah, sure thing. And it's a really big scream. I don't know why, but I can't remember it feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm quite protective over my voice. So I probably only did it. I was like, do you know what? I can only do it twice. I only got 2 in me.
2-take wonder of
But
the
they're going
big
to be
scream.
really good.
Well, it was a good scream. I was like, damn, she's really
It was a
screaming.
good scream. I was in that scene, right?
Yeah, you were in the car.
Yeah.
Because I do it twice, don't I do it one another time?
I found it hard not to laugh, yeah.
In this show, you're obviously with Dawn French and Mark Heap, absolute legends. The comedy is so good, the back and forth. Did they make you break at any point? Were there any jokes that really got you?
Remember that time when Mark fell on the floor at the end of the scene?
No, where
I don't know if we'd allowed to say these bits, you see.
You are,
with
go
his,
on. Throw him under the bus.
I'll whisper.
Right.
And he fell on the floor after at the end and we started laughing.
Yes, I do remember that, yeah.
He just added a bit in the end. And I mean, it would have been good if we kept a straight face, but he was just too funny. We started laughing.
He's hard to do a scene with Mark because he kind of, if he doesn't, he has a mistake or anything, he'll just shout something and it's kind of, it's really hard to keep a straight face. And they're both so good. You've got to try and remain as professional as possible, I guess.
Mark has that thing as well where he'll put a weird emphasis on a certain word and it almost feels like he's trying to get you.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And physically, they're so good as well. They can do any, all sorts of comedy. So you really don't know what angle it's going to come from in terms of how they're going to make you laugh.
I don't know if you're cat people. I know you're not a dog person. You're a cat person? No, fair enough. Then. Well, hold it against
I
me.
can lie.
I'm a dog person. I prefer a emotionally shallow animal.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we have a little cat that we love called Suki. And we often say to the cat, we would kill for you, we take a bullet for you. I don't know what these scenarios are with the cat, but, we'd do anything for this cat.
Sure.
Because she's a loved one, right? Would you be prepared to go as far as the people in this show have gone for a loved one?
I know my answer. No.
Wow.
Well, it's just naughty. And I like to abide by the law.
Yeah.
I'm too scared of getting arrested.
Yeah, I am
For
as well.
even the stupidest of things, I've gone in a bus lane. I was like, will I get arrested? They're like, no. So I wouldn't. Also, I would also like the loved one to be around and be able to go to the shop instead of hiding in the loft for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to think I would, but my anxiety would just kill me. There's no way. I couldn't do it, no.
We're the same. We're very much rule followers.
We love rules. Yeah.
We love rules. And
I like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like them.
Craig, I've grown up with your face. I've watched Submarine, studied
sorry.
Submarine. One thing, no, it's an absolute honour. One thing I saw when this kind of came out and you were cast is like, your face doesn't change. Like, people have grown up with you. Do you get that a lot in real life?
I thought you meant in terms of like my range of acting.
No.
It doesn't much. You would be right. I'm very limited. What was the question?
So, like, you know, I think a lot of the comments that I saw were just like, they've known you, right, since you were young.
Right.
And it's like, this guy, you know.
He doesn't age.
Yeah, you don't age.
I
What's
do.
the skin routine?
Oh, you love a good cream. Remember, I was shocked.
Come on, don't put me on blast. Yes, I do. Do I get that? I mean, I guess because like it was a kids show that I was in, like Tracy Beaker. It's like that's. I guess I didn't appreciate being in that as much when I was in it because I was so young. But then you realise it's associated with so many people's like upbringing and stuff like that and childhood.
Does he look like a mini him? Does it? I'm so sorry. I'm so Tracy
In
Beaker,
what?
but
In Tracy Beaker? Do
Yeah,
I,
I guess
They're
you're
basically
like
saying you haven't really changed.
I have though. If I put a picture of me right now, honestly, it's Benjamin Button.
But you've done a real range of things. Are you familiar with Deadpan Man?
How do you know that?
We do our research here on
What is
Top of the
it?
Townsends. Well, I think perhaps Craig could explain.
I'm about to leave.
Sorry.
No, I'm doing it. I had a rap album that I recorded.
You did say he was. Well, he did say he was a rapper. That's a bit. No, this is not. This is not. This is not like brand new information.
Sure.
I'm aware that he can rap.
Okay.
But I did have an album that I spent my money on. I went into a studio and I recorded an album, and the name was Deadpan Man. Thankfully, you just can't access that album, which is good.
Oh no, because I was going to ask for a little bit.
There's no way anybody's hearing that album.
Was it good? Oh,
We've
never
never
heard
heard
it.
it.
We were hoping the theme for this show might have been your works.
Are you
Me
can you
rapping.
rap?
Yeah.
Can I rap?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few presents.
Oh my god, that's.
I can't rap, no. But yes, I have done that. I ventured into gangster rap.
Is that one of those things where we've like exaggerated our skill set?
1000%. But I actually followed through with it and did it. What I did was I started off doing like I took like egg cartons and put them into my wardrobe when I was a kid, when I was like 17, and then put the mic in there and rapped into that. And then I was like, I need to take this further. So then I went to a studio and recorded it. But I listened to too much Eminem, so it's way too angry.
That was the inspo, Eminem.
Yeah.
Did it have a certain Welshness? Like a Goldie-looking chain?
It did not. No,
Okay.
no. I think I'm probably putting on like a bad American accent or something.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
bad.
I want to find it.
Well, we're going to do an exclusive play right now. That's the plan. I think something I love about Britain and British people is that we're just incapable of being serious about anything, right? And at the core of this show is something very serious, which is a person with Parkinson's.
Yeah.
But in the portrayal of that, both the guy who is ill and the people caring for him, there's such a light and shade of like, kind of, can't really take it seriously, which I think actually weirdly is one of the most realistic ways of showing that I've ever seen in a show.
I think Simon, the writer, actually mentioned that, didn't he? Because it's like quite a personal thing to his family. And he says, like, we do actually laugh about it. So it must happen. I mean, I don't have any experience with it, but he said it is. He said we do laugh at certain things because some of the stuff he said you can laugh at is there for it. So
Yeah.
I think comedy is just a great platform to go into more serious, kind of discussions about things and all that as well. So it helps, and it's just a real, it's like the same thing with like mental health. If you've got a piece that's about mental health, normally it'd be very depressing and stuff, but that isn't the complete, full life of somebody that has that. They also have moments where they're silly and stuff like that. So I think it does show the full spectrum of what a condition can be, which is good.
And also, I will say, like, Parkinson's isn't that widely like spoken about. I haven't seen it in a lot of media, which was actually, I have like first-hand experience of someone with Parkinson's. It was like nice, but to shine a light on the kind of things people go through with Parkinson's, and do it so well in like the bit where Dawn French is kind of mimicking the symptoms. But it worked. As someone who's like seen that, it's still funny. It was done so tastefully, and then the highs really work, and then the kind of more emotional moments of the show also really hit.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, it has got heart, which I think is really, really nice. And that's probably within the detail as well. I remember when we were doing like you'd be doing like a funny scene, or Mark would be doing something funny, but then I would see him talk to Simon about what he needed to be doing or remembering, in terms of the Parkinson's. And I think that kind of detail is what also makes it feel grounded and like, the heart
Yeah.
Art probably comes through because of all that stuff.
Yeah, because it kind of sits, this show kind of sits like comedy, and then it's also got that lovely kind of, I guess, Midsummer Murders, like, you know.
The cozy crime kind of element as well.
Yeah.
Reading the script, I mean, we're not going to do spoilers, but did you see what was coming? Were you kind of...
Well, it kind of is there, isn't it, in the beginning, a lot of the stuff, which is quite interesting in a show to see a lot of the plot right at the beginning. So then you go, well, where's it go now? If they're not hiding it, and we all know from the beginning what the lie is.
Yeah.
But I'm a really big fan of Simon Mayhew Archer's work. Like, he worked on This Country, and I love, like, one of my all-time favourite shows. So as soon as I got it, I was like, please still be funny. Please not have just been a one-hit wonder. And so I think it was more like you say, you go through other stuff and other themes inside it. And I guess it's a very character like driven comedy, so it's attaching yourself to those characters through the rest of the episodes because you know the plot up front, but then it's like, well, how's it going to work out? Like, you do, I was like, well, surely they're going to get arrested at the end of it because we're not allowed to do anything naughty.
Yeah, of course, rule followers.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got that This Country, and then it's also got like layers of kind of Vicar of Dibley-esque, of course. I mean, it's like, you know, one of the best shows ever made. We love that show. It's so nice that it's kind of, like a slightly modern, slightly different take on these different things.
We're talking to Dawn and Mark in a little bit.
Good luck.
I was going to say, is there anything we need to do to prepare? Because I've heard they're like real pieces of work, right?
Yeah, try and get a word in edgeways.
What was it like having them as parents? Because I really felt like almost a familial connection between the three of you.
Yeah, that's because they're so good, though. I mean, they made it very easy to kind of just fit straight in. They were brilliant. You just got to keep up. That's the only thing. I just remember going in every day and just being like, well, you know, just try and do it to the best of your ability because you know they're going to be good. And on the back of Simon, I think that's what was so refreshing about reading the scripts is that they were just genuinely funny.
Yeah.
You know, and not afraid to be broad or broader in places, and people can be afraid to do that these days and, you know, want to do a comedy, an out-and-out comedy, and I think we need more of them, and they help that, Mark and Dawn. They're kind of masters of their craft when it comes to that.
A lot of it was in the script, wasn't it? Remember, we did a week of like sort of workshopping it, but we didn't really need to because it was all there. Like Simon and Dawn has had these scripts for a long time, so they've had so much input, and as I had Mark at the time, but I was like, it's kind of easy to do because it's all on paper. Yeah. And like Simon was so like open and welcome. Like we went round and looked at the script, and I'd never done this process before. Like working in drama, I'd never sat there and gone, oh, has anyone got anything else for this line instead? Which like I changed one line and they were like, oh my God, so funny. And I was like, oh, I'm a writer. But yeah, like they'd worked on it for years. And so it was just really easy to do because it were there. You just had to keep up because they did stick to the lines a lot of the time, if I'm right, Mark and Dawn.
Yes.
But the delivery can be different and the intonation can be different. It's never, you know, we're never the same kind of thing. So you do have to stay alert. I've seen it. I was there when it happened and I still find it so funny. Like, I'm like their biggest fan.
Yeah, so are we.
Can you tell us what line you changed, or is it like a really spoiler? Okay, fair enough here.
At the time, I was like, I'm going to remember that. Like, when it lands, I'm going to say that's me, and I forgot.
Should we do a wrap-up on the show of like... Do you want to kind of summarise the show
what can people expect?
What can people
I think the people can expect like a warm, character-driven sitcom about a very eccentric family.
Yeah.
Very relatable, I'd say.
I think it is relatable because what the dilemma that they find themselves in, I think it'll kind of project onto you whether, you know, what you would do in that situation, which I think is what makes it so relatable.
Yeah.
It's bonkers in the best possible way.
It is. And we loved it.
Yeah. We would all tell the truth in that situation. Apparently. We would ditch our families.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us. So nice to chat to you.
Thanks for talking with us.